Hey everybody, we're at our properties here in the beautiful Dominican Republic, Punta Cana. So many times we've done Q&As online, but you don't know who's behind the keyboard a lot of times. So now here's one of the faces that answers your questions. My name's Chris. We've got the beautiful Leia. She's going to be asking the questions that you have submitted over the last 2 weeks, and I'll answer as truthfully as possible. I'll keep the profanity out of it, but it's one of those things where I'm going to be completely honest, because I'm going to tell you how it is in my mind. Just going to get those liabilities out of the way. The answers are going to be my opinions. They don't in any way reflect any businesses, the locations that we're at, anybody else in the group. I've just been chosen to answer it out of all of us, so yeah, if you got anything to say, put it on me and nobody else. Let's get into this.
Let's change it up a little bit. I think that people want to know this about you. Yep. You know, they see you in this beautiful place. They see what you're doing out here. I got some questions for you. This will kind of help those around you. Okay. So, what would you prefer? A Uber, a taxi, or a rental to explore for the day?
I'm going to assume because people knew we were going to be in the Dominican, they mean here. And I actually know who asked that question. Pat, this one's for you. I know you'll be down here soon. To be completely honest, rent a car, but be prepared for some crazy ass traffic. People on scooters doing like, there's lights, but I think everybody here is colorblind. And I mean that in the most endearing way. The people here are absolutely amazing, but they got their lives. The thing is, you can have erratic traffic when everybody works together and they respect each other. So you got people doing weird shit all day. It's going to be stressful from the North American standpoint, but I saw one accident, and that's because someone wasn't paying attention. He rear-ended someone because he was on the phone. Other than that, I haven't seen any other contact. So my answer to you, rent a car. We actually have another YouTube segment where we got trapped up in the north because one of our vehicles broke down, and the YouTube episode is basically how to get around the island when you don't have a car. So, but my answer is rent a car, but I have other options for you like buses, Ubers, and all that kind of stuff. So keep on the YouTube channel.
I got a nice little surprise for you from someone on your channel. Let's go Oilers.
Ooh, that question probably came in a little earlier than this is going to be. You know what? Yeah, that hurt. You know, Colorado, we're coming for your ass next year. But you know what? The boys put in a really, really solid effort this year. And yeah, what an absolute, I mean, Leon and McDavid, come on. The dream team. That's going to go down in history as just two amazing players playing on a team. But you look at everybody else that stepped up. You know, you had Kane there. Hyman was doing crazy things. Nuge has been doing this for us for, a decade. I love watching these boys play when things are clicking. So yeah, damn right. Go Oilers, go. You know we got our tickets. We'll see you in the box next year.
So I got something from, it looks like a close friend of yours. He said, Supercar private party is booked for July 2nd. We're starting from the B's in the afternoon and cruising to the marina to yacht it up. You better bring your ass and some cigars. And that's from Damon.
Damon. All right, man. I'm there. I'll be back in Canada by then. We actually just stopped to get 8 or 9 boxes of cigars, so I got enough. And if there isn't, that's what fast freight is for. I'm there.
So we're getting a little deep now. Somebody asked the question, how do you feel about feminism? What a change.
Wow, this one I think is just, I think people just set you up to,
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, to take some, I honestly don't have an opinion because I'm not a woman. So I don't know what has gone through women's lives and experiences to get them to the point where they actually have to fight for something. Why should anybody have to fight for equality? The word feminism, equality, like just racial discrepancies, anything that is not equality should never have to be fought for. So I don't think someone should ever have to fight to be proud of who they are. So you do you. If that's where your mind is, because that's where your experience has brought you, more power to you. I'm absolutely serious with that. So I can't give a good, I'm a guy. Here's a saying that I came up with a little while ago. The word equality should not exist. Because the only reason you need a word to describe everyone being equal is when people are not. How is that even a thing? It's 2022. We're fighting for equality? I'm sorry. That just seems like the dumbest thing a progressive society has ever had to fight for. Come on. There's people not eating in the world. There's people raising kids on minimal budgets. There's people in the streets. Homelessness is at an all-time high in North America. And we're worried about having to fight for something that should just be a God-given right. So I'm sorry. I'll leave that one there.
I like that answer, man. It was very, very well put. I appreciate that.
Sorry I'm drawing out a lot of these answers too much. Well, I swear I'll make them quicker.
What's the deal with the new equity group?
Oh. Okay, well this one ain't going to be quick. During, obviously, I'm sure you saw, during COVID we started the lifestyle group, and it was less flash and glam and all that kind of stuff, and it was more so the lifestyle of giving back to your community. So I guess that circles back to giving back, like what people should give back. That originally started because, much like everybody else, when the world shut down, we were stuck back in Canada. We had this marketing and travel budget that we didn't need anymore, so we just started the page and we gave everything away. We worked with businesses to, like, we'd buy a couple $1,000s worth of gift certificates from our friends' restaurants, and then we'd give them away along with some cash, just to make, alleviate things, so people knew that there were people in the city looking out for them. As soon as the pandemic ended, or whatever you call this, we shifted focus because we had to get back to business. So it's, acquiring properties, developing, just everything that we do, both domestic and foreign. So yeah, now we're just going back to pre-pandemic, and we're showing the world what it is we do. And we met a lot of good people during the pandemic who came on. A lot of them became members, and they wanted to not really invest with us, but invest with us. They wanted to be along the way, building these houses, coming on trips, seeing what we do around the world. So that's what the equity group is. If anybody ever has any more questions, feel free to make a comment and we can go through it in more detail.
So, question for you.
Yep.
And I think this will sit well with you. I think your followers know you very much.
Okay.
Favorite car, and this is favorite car in the world.
So I don't have to own it.
Don't have to own it.
Ferrari F40.
Ferrari F40.
Okay.
Now, favorite car you've ever owned.
Ooh. So I think the one I like being seen in the most was my 458. But I think my absolute favorite car was either my first Mark IV Supra. I had a pearl white twin turbo, left-hand drive, or, and this is completely opposite spectrum, a 1972 Datsun 510. You're talking shitbox over here and two other very beautiful cars, but I loved that thing. It had no power brakes, none of that. And I raced the shit out of that, and I loved it. That was back before I had a budget, so I enjoyed every single penny that I spent on that car.
So, out of all of the cars you ever owned, which one do you regret selling the most?
My first Mark IV Supra. Wow. Not just because the prices have skyrocketed, but that was in high school. A friend of mine, Kyle, that was his favorite supercar, and I was like, no, man, you need some domestic muscle or some European flair, exotics. So then I started researching it more. I'm like, damn, that is awesome. But that was $86,000 back when I was in high school. I didn't have that kind of money. I didn't have that kind of money until I was in my late 20s. So when I had the money, I bought one. So to me, it symbolized more something that took me 10 years to get. And when I sat in it, I didn't care if you were looking at me. I was looking at me. And I was in what I wanted. So
good question here. Whomever asked this, great job. How would you coach someone to push through discomfort?
I'm assuming discomfort doesn't feel good, does it? So if it doesn't feel good, you just think about how it doesn't feel good and how you want to feel would feel good. I know that sounds overly simplistic, but let's say get punched in the face. Does that feel good? No. Then what do? You back out of it. And you take another route where you're not getting punched in the face. That's a really maybe poor analogy, but think of where you are. If you don't like it, find a way to change it. And that should be enough to motivate you to get out of your situation.
All right.
Good
All
question,
right.
though. Good question.
I thought it was. Yeah,
was
it's
nice.
definitely, everybody deals with things in life a lot different, but it's a great answer. Good question here, man. How do you get your business partners or clients to make a decision? And I can actually say, seeing you here, I've seen a bit of how you've done that. So it would be nice to hear the answer to this.
I'm going to segue off the last one. If you're trying to get someone to make a decision, show them why the option that you're not looking for, or maybe they're just very poor at coming to the same agreement. Think of it like a jury. Prosecution or defense is trying to convince you of something. They take the way it is and they want you to look over here. All you got to do is present the right information, and that's the key to absolutely everything. If they need to make a decision because something isn't the way it should be, it's not working here. This is how it'll work. Present the workable options.
What is the best way to build trust? And it looks like this person asked this question, and it's pretty open-ended, so it doesn't
Best way
mean...
to just build trust?
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to go back to that old school saying, your word is your person. That respect that comes from doing what you say you're going to do. Trust doesn't come easily. So just be good to your word. That's it. And don't. A lot of people be like, oh, so a good reputation. The reputation is how the world knows you. Your character building is what defines you. Build good character. Reputation is good at the beginning, but as it gets, you're doing bigger and bigger things with your life, you need good character, because then people will vouch for you. So there's no quick answer for that one. But hopefully I gave you what you needed to hear.
Best general advice that you can give. That's a big wide range.
Yeah, because we came off like finances, a couple personal questions. Stay in your own lane. Everybody's trying to look the part, walk the part, talk the part, but you'll notice very few successful people are out there talking about themselves, trying to get you to believe something in them, about them. Use that in your life. If you got time to gossip, if you got time to party, if you got time to just be negative, whether it's on social media or out in public or anything like that, you got time to hustle. So my best general advice is use your time, because your time is the only thing you can't get back. Everybody's worried about the almighty dollar. But guess what? When you got the dollar and you got time, only one of these can get you the other. There it is. That's what we're getting at. Value your time and you'll stop wasting it. When time is your currency, you will stop wasting it and you will become successful.